Good evening. This is a regular meeting of the Ferndale Schools Board of Education held August 17th, 2026. Our meeting is being video recorded and will be posted on the Ferndale Schools YouTube channel. All meetings in the Ferndale Schools are held in public in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. Printed documents discussed in tonight's meetings are available to the public upon request, with the exception of any information protected by student or employee privacy rights. Board meeting information is posted on our website at www.ferndaleschools.org. If you do not have internet access and need information, please contact the board offices at 248-586-8652 by Thursday of the week prior to the meeting, and district staff will do their best to work with you. That, Ms. Shepherd, do you want to do roll call?
Ryan.
Here.
Dookie. Here. President Delaware.
Yes, and Secretary Newman is running a few minutes late, so we will have quorum when she arrives. We will come back to approval of the agenda once she arrives as well. So item 2, public comment. This is the time for public participation in the meeting. The Board of Education intends for the public to have many opportunities to address the board and administration of their school district. These include email, phone calls, face-to-face meetings, community gatherings, public hearings, and other public meetings. We welcome individual and group input into the important issues that confront our schools. As noted at the top of the agenda, this is a meeting of the school board open to the public. We want to provide fair and impartial guidelines for participation as required by the Open Meetings Act, and to encourage transparency and equal treatment for everyone in attendance. We also recognize that an effective meeting facilitates better decisions and promotes openness by allowing more people to stay for the full length of the meeting. To meet these goals, please note the following. We ask that you identify yourself and list contact information on a comment sheet to help administrators follow up with you on your comment. If you don't wish to do so in writing, please identify yourself at the podium, and if you need a response, please provide contact information with an administrator after the meeting. I will call on the people who have completed the comment sheets first. Each person will have one opportunity to address the board for up to 3 minutes. Comments or questions should be directed to the board president. Secretary or vice president will raise their hand when your time is within a few seconds of expiring. This period of public comments is for both non-agenda items and issues that are on the agenda. Public comments will end at the close of this part of the agenda. In the event that the number of people wishing to comment requires longer than 30 minutes, public comment will be temporarily postponed after 30 minutes, and time will be added to the end of the meeting for those who did not get a chance to speak. Complaints about staff should be made outside of board meetings and should follow the applicable board policy. Please contact the superintendent's office if you have any questions regarding this item. The board cannot respond to complaints about employees in public. This is meant to promote fairness to the staff person and the complainant. Ferndale Public Schools community acts with great civility towards one another. Please help us to maintain that tradition during public comment. Before we started, noted that Trustee Newman is here, so we now have quorum. So I have one comment sheet from Kirsten. Kirsten, you want to come up?
Wasn't so bad last month, so I came back.
Thank you for coming back.
So, for the record, my name is Kirsten Sewer, and I'm the Ferndale Elementary PTA president. I wanted to start tonight by thanking Brittany Mobley, who I know is not here tonight, but I wanted to thank her for all her work on the district website. Having a streamlined, cohesive site helps me in my role to be able to find information or know that when I share a link or resource, it's going to be reliable. The website is one of the first ways prospective families learn about our district, and the updates are professional, engaging, and reflect the values of our district. And I know it continues to be a work in progress, but I wanted to just make a note that those efforts are really appreciated. I also wanted to take a minute to talk about family engagement, which is a cornerstone of the PTA. First, I want to thank our administration and Board of Education for continuing to seek community input. We know that the district's dynamic plan speaks to the importance of family engagement. And last year, through events like Soup with the Soup, town halls, surveys, and invitations for families to serve on district committees, families were given the opportunity to share their opinions and experiences and provide input to our schools. And we support the continuation of those opportunities. And from our perspective, we hope to continue to inspire and encourage families to show up at open meetings and district events, attend Board of Education meetings, ask or email questions, complete surveys, and volunteer in both big and small ways. It's important that families learn how to navigate our district and use available resources and systems to communicate with our decision makers. Again, I look forward to how we can all work together to foster family engagement, and I hope everyone has a great start to the school year, and we'll see you at many of the upcoming district events. And don't forget to stop by Flower or Fuel for the first day of school coffee, which happens right after drop-off. We should be on the front lawn, so please stop by. Thank you.
Thanks, Kirsten. Thank you. Anyone else here for public comments? That we will close public comment, and we will go for our guest speaker for the superintendent's update today.
Sure.
Uh, Deputy Superintendent Wright.
So do we need to acknowledge the superintendent Gibbler is not here this evening? She had another engagement, but she will return to the office.
She will come back.
She will come back. She will come back. For the superintendent's update, we're going to discuss how the district is leaning into our strategic plan with respect to alignment to supports harnessing data to drive improvement and accelerate academic excellence and relevant and responsive staff development. Tonight, we'd like to do an introduction of a few staffing changes that we're making for this school year. First, we'll begin with Ryan Smith. Mr. Smith, if you don't mind joining us at the podium. Mr. Smith will serve as principal of Ferndale Lower Elementary School, where he'll focus on sustaining academic progress, strengthening instructional and operational systems, building relationships with families and staff, and supporting a positive school culture. Mr. Smith, if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Sure. Thank you so much. It's my absolute pleasure and honor to be here tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to be the next principal at Ferndale Lower and to continue with the great things that have been happening at this school. A little bit about myself. I just had a baby last week, so a lot of new going on in my life. My wife, I always want to thank her for her support. She would be here, but she's at home taking care of our baby girl, Mira. So we're very happy with that. You know, when I saw this job posting come up, I was drawn to the community and the school for a reason. Ferndale as a community is such a great place to be, how it focuses on equity and inclusivity, and how the school district encompasses that as well. And that is who I am as a person, as an educator. I believe that every child is meant to be welcomed and made to feel like they belong. When they walk through our doors, it's our job to make sure that they get what they deserve to be successful. It's not their job to fit into an academic box. And I see that work already happening at Ferndale Lower, and that's the type of growth mindset that I'd like to bring and continue to Lower with a great staff. I'm very happy to be working with Mr. Green as well as the new assistant principal, and I look forward to the great things to come. So I thank you for the opportunity, and I'm just blessed to be here. So I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're so glad you decided to join our family. Thank you. Next is Mr. Torrance Green, who Principal Smith just mentioned, as well as Mr. Fred George. Both Mr. Green and Mr. George will serve as assistant principals of Ferndale Lower and Ferndale Upper, respectively. Their work will center on student support, school culture, family engagement, and removing barriers to student success. Mr. Green, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about yourself and your new role, and also mention your previous role and your new role.
Sure. Good evening.
Good evening.
Deputy Superintendent Wright said, my name is Torrance Green. This is going into my 4th year here. I will be the assistant principal at Ferndale Lower. Prior to that, I was a student support service coordinator where I worked with child care as well as McKinney-Vento and the foster care students in the overall district. One thing I want you guys to know about me is that I believe every decision should answer one question. How do we help our students? What is best for our students? That's what I believe in. I have over 20-something odd years working in the school system, worked as a building leader, as an assistant principal, working in the communities in Metro Detroit. I treat every student like they're my own, and that travels with me. So every decision I make is based on what's best for children. So again, I thank you guys for allowing me to serve this community, and move this district, continue to move this district forward with things that are already in place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. So everyone knows Mr. George, so we're really excited for you in your new role. And please give us a little bit of what you did previously and what you're going to do moving forward.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm Fred George. I've been in the school district for quite a few years. Not only in my personal investment, but my family goes back to this community probably more than 65, maybe 70 years. A lot of people don't know that. My past experience was behavior interventionist and restorative practice person in our district. I've done a great deal of community outreach since I've been in this community. at all parts, at all levels. My extended work has also been in coaching at just about every sport that in here, football, track, cross country, and that's where I got a lot of my notoriety from other families because of my athletics. I'm glad to be here. We've done a lot of great things at our building with Ms. Jeffrey. I continue to look forward to continuing those things. I don't think that we're going to make any major changes other than the fact that we'll try to do, two of us, a little greater family outreach within the community itself. I student taught here, like I said before, and I made a decision to be in this community until my last day. So I appreciate you listening, and thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr. George. Next, Diana Keefe, and I can't hold myself from saying Principal Keefe, but Mrs. Keefe.
Okay.
Please join us at the mic. Mrs. Keefe will serve as Director of Elementary Student Support Services. She will lead the district's elementary intervention and support services system, including student wellness, Section 504 coordination, early childhood transitions, dyslexia implementation, math curriculum adoption, and district-wide student support team processes.
And a few other
Mrs.
things.
Keefe. And other things as assigned, right? Mrs. Keefe, please tell us a little bit about your new role and how you anticipate serving it.
Well, I'm honored to pass off Ferndale Lower to Ryan. We've known each other before, and I'm glad to support him in the transition to Flower, and he's going to continue the great work that we're doing in supporting students academically, socially, emotionally, everything. So I appreciate that. In my new role, I know that I'm going to be servicing more students, more families, more teachers, and that's exciting. Some days a little overwhelming maybe, but I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. And in our family, we say hustle and heart will set us apart, and that is what I have. So excited to do this job. So
Thank you.
it's more than a job.
Thank you.
And I just need to add, so she came back last week and she was already in her office. I heard her on the phone moving and shaking things up, and I thought, oh, okay, you're the same. You're the same here as you were there. Thank you. We're excited to have you on the team. Next, who's not here with us tonight is Mr. Casey Gregg, who previously served as the assistant principal at Ferndale High School. However, Mr. Gregg will now serve as the assistant principal of Ferndale Middle School. We're so excited for that transition. He will support instruction, student engagement, school culture, and the academic, behavioral, and social emotional needs of the middle school students. So we're excited for that. Another change in leadership will be with Mr. Juan Rickman, who's also not here, and probably at Ferndale High School with some sports that's happening tonight. Mr. Rickman will serve as Director of Culture, Climate, and Athletics. He will lead district-wide efforts related to culture, climate, and restorative practices and student engagement and athletics while providing shared support services for Ferndale Middle and High School. Okay. And I think we've already mentioned Miss Brittany Mobley, who's not here tonight, but she joins us as our Director of Communications. We're really excited, again, another person to have joined our team recently. She will lead district-wide communications and community engagement efforts with an emphasis on timely and transparent information, consistent district messaging, celebrating student and staff accomplishments, strengthening the district's digital presence, and building connections with family, staff, and the community overall. Really excited to have her. Board President Julie Byrne. That's it. Board of Superintendent.
Any questions for Deputy Superintendent Wright? It's a lot of change. Change can always feel difficult, but I think, the folks we have here, as well as the folks that weren't able to go here, are just all super high quality individuals. Excited for our first set of triennials when you guys are back up here. We can sort of start to dig into what you're seeing. Ms. Keefe, I think you heard a lot of the ideas and had ideas in June of kind of things that we want to attack. So that's what we see. But super excited. I'm sure we'll see you all at the upcoming events over the next few months, definitely the next few weeks. I'm sorry, but thank you all. Really excited to have you all here, part of the Ferndale family. All right, with that, let's go back to item 1.2, approval of the agenda. Reviewing the agenda. Anyone have any issue? comments? Seeing none, agenda's approved. Let's go back to item 4, the consent agenda. We have 5 items on the consent agenda tonight. Item 4.1, request to approve minutes of the special meeting, Committee of the Whole, June 1st, 2026. Item 4.2, request to approve minutes of the regular meeting, June 15th, 2026. Item 4.3, request to approve minutes of the special meeting, June 24th, 2026. Item 4.4, request to approve new hires, resignations, and transfers. Item 4.5, request to approve bills and accounts, June and July 2026. Any comments or questions on the consent agenda? Ms. Shepherd, can we have a roll call? Oh, sorry. Get back into this. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Approved by, motion by trustee Hermine, seconded by trustee Newman. Now can we do a roll call, please?
Sure. From Ryan.
Yes.
Dookie.
Yes.
Yes. President Delabarne.
Yes. Okay. Action items 5.1, request to approve central office administrator contracts. Mr. Shelton.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Pleased to present to the board this evening a proposal for contract extensions for our central office directors. That is our director, myself in HR, director of teaching and learning, Tom Mays, Brittany Mobley in communications, Alicia Bird, Dawn Huntley, and I think that's everybody. So pleased to present those contracts as were discussed at the committee of the whole meeting, and I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Any questions for Mr. Shelton? All right, seeing none, need a motion?
Motion to approve.
Moved by Secretary Newman, seconded by trustee Dookie. Any discussion? Seeing none, can we get roll call, Ms. Shepherd?
Dookie.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
From Ryan.
Yes.
President Delabarne.
Yes. Okay, item 5.2, request to approve EduStaff and retiree compensation.
Thank you very much. Just to recap for everybody, this was originally presented at the committee of the whole meeting earlier this month. We have a few positions that have not seen increases in recent years that are past due for some cost of living adjustments. Specifically, you'll see 6 EduStaff positions that are on contracts that we're proposing a 4% cost of living increase. We have another EduStaff position that is our instructor, our percussion instructor for Ferndale High School. That is a market-based adjustment based on the job market, and we're proposing that increase to $30 an hour. And we have 2 retirees who work for us in the finance department and central office that we are proposing a $2 an hour increase for. Again, folks that haven't seen an increase in a while, and we believe it's right to provide a cost of living adjustment. So that is what we are proposing for this evening.
Great. Questions for Mr. Shelton? Seeing none, we get a motion. Moved by trustee Carmine, seconded by secretary Newman. Any discussion? This is great. Appreciate you kind of, after all the work you've been doing on contracts, to still look out for, a small number of individuals and bring them up. So I really appreciate it, Tom.
Thank you.
Shepherd, can we get a roll call?
Newman.
Yes.
From Ryan.
Yes.
Dookie.
Yes.
President Delabarne.
Yes. All right, item 5.3, request to approve West Michigan Health Insurance Pool resolution.
Thank you very much. A significant portion of our district receives medical benefits through the Western Michigan Health Insurance Pool, commonly known as the pool. And one of the requirements is that we have a representative from the board who's appointed as a trustee to the pool. And the last committee of the whole meeting, 2 board member names were provided who will serve officially as our trustee and our alternative trustee of the pool board, understanding that I do all the heavy lifting with it. And, But we do need two board members officially to submit to the Western Michigan Health Insurance Group. So that's what we're proposing. I
Questions?
can answer any questions.
All right, seeing none, entertain a motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Dookie, seconded by secretary Newman. Any discussion? All right, roll call, Ms. Shepherd.
From Ryan.
Yes.
Dookie. Yes. Newman.
Yes.
President Delahunt.
Yes, Sheldon, you are off the hot seat.
All right. Thank you.
All right, item 4, request to approve the instructional technology and student learning board policy. Mr. Mays, let's dig in.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Apologies for not having this ready for you at the committee of the whole. Thank you for allowing me to bring it to you tonight. We are proposing instructional technology and student learning policy. Ferndale Public Schools believes that instructional technology, when used thoughtfully and purposely, can support meaningful teaching and learning. Instructional technology is not simply the use of devices or digital tools. Rather, it is the intentional, research-informed use of digital resources, learning design, collaboration, and problem solving to strengthen instruction, expand access, deepen engagement, and support student learning. District affirms that technology should be used to enhance learning experiences, support student agency, and promote high-quality instruction aligned to curricular goals and student needs. Board of Education believes that instructional technology should support and enrich teaching and learning while preserving the central role of educators, interpersonal connection, active learning, collaboration, creativity, and developmentally appropriate practice. Board recognizes the importance of balancing technology-supported learning with interpersonal connection, active engagement, hands-on experiences, and other developmentally appropriate instructional practices. The board further believes that effective instructional technology is not defined by any single platform, device, or program, but by the quality of the learning experience it helps make possible. Superintendent or designee shall establish and may revise administrative procedures and practices regarding instructional technology use across the district. In doing so, the administration may consider factors including but not limited to instructional purpose and learning outcomes, student age and developmental level, opportunities for student agency, engagement and collaboration, accessibility and equity, student wellness in the overall learning environment, programmatic and curricular needs, and applicable law, policy, and educational practice. Implementation may vary by grade level, course, program, instructional setting, or student need. Nothing in this policy shall be interpreted to require a specific instructional method, mandate, or prohibit particular technologies or resources, or limit the district's authority to determine appropriate educational practice and operational procedures. The district will continue to review its approach to instructional technology in light of research, instructional practice, and student needs. Forgive me for reading that word for word, but with the nature of educational technology, I wanted anybody who is not able to be here tonight, but listening to or watching the video of this, to hear the full policy. With that said, we believe this policy that's proposed supports our goal of implementing high quality instruction to accelerate student learning and to close opportunity gaps by ensuring technology resources are used strategically and appropriately. This doesn't align with any current policies, which is why we're proposing one tonight. There is no budget in order to bring this forward. We are requesting an immediate implementation, and it is our recommendation that the board approve this policy.
All right, questions for Mr. Mays?
Just curious if you're planning to have like any information sessions. I know there were a lot of parents that were pretty passionate about this particular policy, just talking through how this will be implemented and things of that nature.
Sure, we can definitely make sure that we have some opportunities for parents either at curriculum night or, if there's sufficient demand, we can, host some standalone meetings. But also we need to recognize that the way that this policy will be implemented will be different across the grade levels, right? We also have to recognize that the policy will be implemented differently across programs. There might be some programs that special education students use a little more frequently than general education, or a ESL population. So it's a policy that is strategically worded to allow educators the opportunity to do what they feel is right for their students across the board. But to your question, yes, we will definitely make sure that not only will we have opportunities for parents to come and interact with us, but we will also reconvene our digital literacy committee to make sure that parents have continued access to us that way as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Additional questions? So Tom, the June meeting, I think you shared a little bit on the administrative guidance. How are we communicating that out to everyone?
All right, the administrative guidance.
Yes.
So we shared it through our teaching and learning newsletter. I will meet with each administrator to have one-on-ones and discuss not only that, but other beginning of the year issues, but just to make sure that they understand what those policies look like, feel like for their building, as well as like the copyright guidance that we put together as well.
Can you share a little bit just on like what the administrative guidance is going to kind of covers?
The administrative guidance will first of all ask the teachers and the administrators to examine the purpose of any instructional technology. We want to make sure that anything we're doing enhances instruction, not replaces that live teacher experience. That will be the primary focus. Also, we're going to look at making sure that the volume of our instructional technology usage is appropriate, right? We're going to have some guidelines by grade band for use per day and by week. Those will be guidelines, not policy, where if we're giving iReady test and we end up 5 minutes over it, like, no teacher will be penalized for that. But by the same token, we're encouraging teachers and administrators when we're doing iReady or other tech heavy activities to maybe back off some other tech usage just to make sure that there's a balance.
Yeah, I mean, I think communicating that as well would be of value to show, how you've been listening, right, and responding to the community, and understanding this is a thing that every school district is grappling with right now,
Right.
but how we are doing our best to get ahead of as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it'd be great, and we can talk with Superintendent when she's back about maybe getting an update sometime for the end of the calendar year, right?
Sure,
On just
absolutely.
how it's going and like how it's been managed, how it's been for staff to be able to manage these new things and things like that. So,
Absolutely.
but also in the triennials, that'll be a question, just like how teams are responding
Right.
to new guidance.
Absolutely.
Board President DeLaBerge, may I add that next week we have professional development, so there's opportunity there. In addition to that, PTA President Mrs. Seward just mentioned opportunity for partnership, and so perhaps there's a night where this could be featured, and they could come and we'll talk about it. It's on your list. There's opportunity there.
Great.
I knew you wrote it down.
Fantastic. Well, Don, I appreciate all the work that you did on this. I think we all do. So thank you, and thank you obviously to Superintendent, Deputy Superintendent for making this happen. More questions? Can I entertain a motion to approve the instructional technology and student learning board policy? Second. Moved by Secretary Newman, seconded by Trustee Crumrine. Any further discussion? Ms. Shepherd, can we do roll call, please?
Dookie? Yes. Newman?
Yes.
From Ryan?
Yes.
President?
Yes. All right, item 5.5, request to approve virtual days for secondary testing 2026, 2027.
So we're calling this Groundhog Day. Not sure if you remember, but Last year, we came to you and asked you to approve pretty much this exact policy, only to have the Michigan legislature, after we had approved it, pull the possibility of virtual days out of the budget. So then we had to scramble a little bit. The kind of reverse of that happened this year without any buzz about it happening. They reinstated the ability to use virtual days of instruction, limited the scope a little bit. So we're allowed to use up to 3 days of virtual days of instruction for state testing. We're asking for you to approve that part for our secondary schools only. Really, we're looking at 1 day for Ferndale Middle School and 2 or 3 days for the high schools, so that the testing can take place with proper adult support and without trying to scramble to figure out what do you do with the other half of the student that's not testing when you're trying to test without bells and support all of the staff. So we're asking for you to approve up to 3 days virtual secondary only for state testing days. The other provision for up to 3 days of virtual instruction is for when we exceed our 6 emergency closure days. So we wouldn't be able to entertain the possibility of a virtual day until we've had to close 6 days. But having this in our back pocket approved allows us to plan accordingly. And as you remember, a year ago, a big concern was protecting the financial stability of the district. By being able to use virtual days, we don't have to worry about hitting 75% attendance, and therefore can save the state funding on those days. So that's what we're asking you to approve.
Tom, before you answer any additional questions, do you mind sharing, particularly since you're on camera, of what a virtual day is, what a virtual day is not?
Sure. So a virtual day is defined by the state as synchronous or asynchronous. We will lean into asynchronous, so students would be given an assignment either through Seesaw or Canvas, and they would interact with the content. Doesn't mean that they'll be sitting in front of a computer or a Chromebook for their learning. The assignment might be to go read a chapter and respond to a prompt, or go read a poem, or go outside and build a snowman and describe your snowman. So it's at the secondary level. You're probably looking at students in front of a device a little bit longer. But a virtual day is not a full day. We have to assign work for the students. The way that it is currently presented to us, the students technically don't even have to respond. We just have to provide the opportunity for that. We would, of course, encourage students to interact and engage and respond to our prompts. But in no way do we expect the student to sit in front of a computer for any length of time. For our youngest students, it's probably just long enough to have a parent figure out what the prompt is. For older students, it might be doing some homework, answering some math questions, or writing a short essay or something. But definitely being conscious that we don't want students staring at a screen all day. We acknowledge and accept that a virtual day is not equivalent to the instructional, educational impact of an in-person day. But as opposed to closing with no instruction, students at home, nothing, and losing funding, we feel this is a better option for the district overall to protect the financial feasibility and stability of the district.
Additional questions for Tom?
I just have a question on whether we're supposed to be approving the days or if we're required to approve the plan, like what a day, like what the expectation of the days are.
You are approving our ability to use up to 3 days for state assessment and up to 3 days if we exceed 6 emergency closure days.
The recommendation does not say that. So I think when we make the motion, let's make sure that the motion says 3 testing days and 3 school days as opposed to 6 blanket days.
If you would prefer, I'm happy to revise and bring back in September.
I just want to make sure we're meeting the requirement. I don't necessarily want you to revise. I just want to make sure that we're supposed to approve the actual days, or we're supposed to approve a plan to use. Like, does it make sense? Like,
Oh,
I don't know that we have to approve the days.
No.
I think we have to approve the plan that we're going to enact. or the
You
number
are
of days.
approving our proposal that would allow us to formulate the plan at the building levels for the state testing days, and then for the up to 3 days if we exceed 6 emergency closures.
So I hear you, but this says the district's plan must be approved by the board. So that's where the
Fair enough.
Oh.
Okay,
I just want to make sure we're approving the right part.
then I would request a revisit at
Okay.
September,
Okay.
so I can clarify that and give you the language. What I would be asking is to allow us to schedule up to 3 days for state testing, and then up to 3 if we exceed 6 emergency closure days.
through the chair. So are you asking for a plan that actually specifies
I
the
just wanna-
dates in which we're going to be using?
I don't care about the dates. I just want to make sure that if our requirement is to approve the plan and not the date, like, because what you're asking for us is for right now, in my interpretation, you're asking for us to say, yes, you're okay with doing 3 days for testing, 3 days in case of emergency closure. And if that's the approval you need, I'm fine with us going ahead and taking the vote. But when I read this just now, again, it's saying that we're required to approve the plan, not necessarily the days. That's just how I'm reading it. So like, because it's saying that the plan has to be communicated to the family. The plan has to be approved by the board that is communicated to the family. Right now, we're not really approving a plan. We're approving the allowance of using the days.
Understood.
That's good
Revise.
clarification.
We're in no rush, so we might as well go back and make sure we're doing it. I could also read though that the plan is the plan of how we're going to use the days. So
It's not.
okay,
It's not.
All
Yeah.
right.
They can get really particular
Okay,
about this.
let's make sure so we don't screw this up.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Oh, no worries.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 5.6, request to approve annual resolutions 2026-2027.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As discussed at the Committee of the Whole on August 3rd, this is to approve the annual financial resolutions, which include the approval to designate depositories for school district funds, designate persons authorized to sign checks, contracts, agreements, and purchase orders, appointment of a school election liaison, approval of medical facilities for employment physicals and random drug testing, and approval of board memberships.
Okay. Any questions for Dawn? Seeing none, can you get a motion?
Second.
Moved by Secretary Newman, seconded by Trustee Crumrine. Any discussion? Ms. Shepherd, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes.
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 President Delabarne.
Yes. All right. Item 5.7, request to approve the 2026 musical instrument bid.
As discussed at the Committee of the Whole on August 3rd, we are asking the board to approve the musical instrument bid. And this is coming out of the 2020 bond Series 3 budget. The budget was $100,000 and the instrument bids came in at $99,051.
Any questions? Seeing none, entertain a motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Dickey, seconded by Secretary Newman. Any discussion? Shepherd, roll call, please.
Nuki,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Fromline,
Yes.
Yes. All right, item 6, sport updates. Any updates from the team?
I have, and I'll share it with Lisa because Lisa and I are working on this together. But a kind of a first draft of just student board representative responsibilities. I see no. I mean, I could probably. I don't know what you want me to do. I mean, because I think it's going to be ready for you all to have eyes on it for the next meeting. So I could probably share that with all, unless you all want me to wait till the next meeting. But I think it's pretty close. I just want to make sure that Lisa has eyes on it.
I would prefer we share the package and then discuss at the next meeting, just from the meetings act.
Okay.
Yeah. But it will be a great conversation.
So yeah, I'll share it next meeting. Doesn't matter.
Thanks. Excited to see that. Yes. All right. Only thing I wanted to note was that unfortunately the millage did not pass. However, not because of the communities here. Of the 5 communities, the top 5 communities that voted yes, 4 were Pleasant Ridge, Royal Oak Township, Ferndale Schools, and Oak Park. So obviously greatly appreciate the support that we get from our communities here, and continue to show, why we're building a great thing, just because we have such a, supportive community here. So, yeah, so thank you everybody who was able to make to the polls and support this effort. All right, item 7, informational items, budget to actual report, 7.1. You had a much greater thought of how long we were going to be talking for board updates to run back and forth. So,
Okay, this is the budget to actual for June 2026. This is not final yet, but this is just where we are at this point. And there's a couple variances. The federal revenue, we didn't get as much as we predicted due to the Title I and the Title IV Stronger Connection Grant. The added needs was a bigger variance, and that was Title I funds, 67F grant, FAFSA, and 31A were not fully spent down. And then the instructional support staff line was due to 35J and Title IV grants were not fully spent down. And other central support was that variance was due to the athletic and the HR department came in under budget, and the 21H mentor grant was not fully spent down.
questions? Anything concerning?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right, sounds good. Item 8, consideration of any pool consent agenda.
You want to go over July?
Oh, sorry, apologies.
That in July is just the first month.
I was
of the
looking
year.
at July, so.
Oh, yeah. It's the first month of the new year, and there's nothing really happening yet. The transportation, let's see. Oh, we paid the full year SETSAG. We used to pay it in quarterly, but SETSAG wanted us to pay it yearly this year, so that's the only this year.
Cool. Any questions for Rob on this? All right, thank you again for all the hard work you do on this stuff. Okay, item 8, consideration of any pulled consent agenda items. We did not have any. Item 9, next committee of the whole, Tuesday, September 1st, 2026 at 6 p.m. Please note that is a Tuesday night, not a Monday night. The Labor Day schedule, as well as first day of school, is just throwing lots of loops for the calendar, making Kim's life very irritated at us for some of these changes. So it'll be a special Tuesday meeting. Then we'll be back on for Monday, September 21st, 2026 at 7 p.m. for the next regular board meeting. So with that, Eagle Points of Pride comments. Who wants to go first?
Well, we've had a wonderful summer, and I'm just really excited for all of the welcome back to school events. So excited to go to the first football game, all of that. Not a lot of specific things to point to, so I'm just excited for all the stuff to come. And to most of the administrators that were here that left, thank you for, I'm excited to see the work that you all do.
I too am excited about the new leadership structure. Looking forward to seeing what that brings for the 26-27 school year. And because we're quickly approaching the first day of school, it's just welcome back.
Mine right now is that as we speak, there's some very excited band campers that are going to be enjoying their first night at Interlochen, and having a kid that went 5 years there. I absolutely, without a doubt, know the impact that has on those kids, and I'm kind of having a little FOMO myself, but it's an amazing experience. I'm just very excited for them. And I think they're going to have some great weather, which helps too. But they work their butts off up there, and it ain't no joke, because they work hard, and it's a sport for these kids. It's not just band. So I'm excited for them.
Superintendent Wright.
Okay, I'm going to cheat two really quickly. The first one being really excited for the back to school blast next week, Wednesday the 26th, right? From 4 to 7 p.m. on the field at Ferndale High School. Really looking forward to seeing everyone there. And secondly, I wanted to say that last week we had our second annual strategic partnership breakfast. We had over 20 attendees. It was in this room, and it was magic. Just to hear how our partners that are working individually in buildings, again, to hear the work they're doing individually and what they hope to do collectively, we will really benefit this school year. And they're excited, we're excited. Wayne State was there. The Judson Center was there. It may be a new partnership. They've already reached out like, we must work with Ferndale. They're excited. So it was really a good morning. That's it. And we want to thank them for their partnership and commitment to Ferndale.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited for everybody to see all the bond work, as well as getting it wrapped up. Yeah. David, I assume this will be a little bit of a different year for you, not having the student in the school district for a while. So, but I mean, I think the big thing is, the trust that families put in, us as a school district with their children, and that we continue to just make gains every single year, and just seeing the new leadership that we have, and the amazing leadership we have here, superintendent, deputy superintendent, just continue to make gains. So it's gonna be an exciting school year, and yeah, looking forward to all smiling faces and everybody seeing each other in a couple of weeks. My daughter's take is much different than what you just heard at this table, but
She's thrilled.
it is a different countdown than we have in our house. Okay, with that, I'm going to entertain a request to go into closed session to discuss attorney-client privilege communication with the board, Deputy Superintendent Wright, and Mr. Shelton.
I'm going to go into closed session to discuss the attorney-client privilege communication with Deputy Superintendent Wright, the board, and Tom Shelton.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Dookie, seconded by Secretary Newman. Any discussion? Ms. Shepherd, may we have a roll call?
Newman?
Yes.
From Ryan?
Yes.
Dookie?
Yes.
Yes. Well.